We're getting ready to hop into the Dunwich Legacy, and we're going to do the Return to, and we're going to do the first mission, which I think is called Extracurricular Activity. So let's place this in. Yep, Extracurricular Activity. You do have the choice of doing the Clover Club first, which I forget what it's called. I think it's called The House Always Wins. But I like to go in order, and there is actually a so now that we're playing the return twos and we've seen everything, we can talk a little bit about what happens. One of the things that you can do is if you play the extracurricular activity second, you have a chance to get Peter Clover. And if you get Peter Clover, Naomi can have your back instead of having the O'Bannons have a bone to pick with you. And there are several advantages to having that happen. So we're going to try to do that. And of course, that means that we have to start with extracurricular activity in order to play the House Always Wins second. If you play House Always Wins first, then you have a chance to save Dr. Francis Morgan. We have updated the stream title, so that'll be a little late for the VOD, but I'll fix that later. Anyone seeing it now will see the correct one. What I'd like to do is talk about the decks a little bit. So I'm going to switch the display capture, and we'll talk about our friends. At any point, maybe this will do what it's supposed to do. There we go. Oh, my camera got moved to the bottom. There we go. I'm back. Hey, everybody. All right. So let's talk about Norman. So Norman Withers is pretty powerful. He came out in Edge of Earth. I just haven't played him yet in the stream. He's very powerful. He starts with 5 intellect, so he can clue pretty quickly. He has high willpower, so he has good counter deck protection. He has very low agility, so any of the agility encounter cards are going to mess him up pretty hard. He plays with the top card of his deck revealed. Once per round, you may play the top card of your deck as if it was in your hand and reduce the cost of it by 1. And then after a weakness is revealed while on top of your deck, you draw it immediately. So it's like you can't hide it and you can't like avoid it by shuffling it away. Once it is there, you get it, except for his weakness, which sits on top and then has to be interacted with to get removed. That's his powerful card. This is the weakness. So it's a double click. So basically, you just lose most of a turn. You'll see most of my investigators that we're doing now are going to have In the Thick of It, and that lets us start with Astronomical Atlas, which is one of the most powerful cards for Norman. It's very, very strong and enables him to do a lot of unfair things. We also have a Dream Diary, and we have our signature card as a tome, so we're playing Research Librarian so we can go find those things. And then Dr. Milan if we get a chance after Research Librarianing for things, or if we just draw them naturally. As you'll see, there's a bunch of skill cards. Basically, we're going to be juggling skill cards up with our Astronomical Atlas and our Livre to be able to get as much value from them as we can. So it's going to be a pretty strong deck. Norman's considered to be one of the strongest seekers in the game. So we'll see him. And then we're going to play Lily Chen. Lily has some drawbacks in Dunwich, which we're going to have to play around. Some of the monsters like to eat melee weapons. And as you can see here, we're starting with a Dragon Pole. We do have a Spectral Razor, which will help us, and we may upgrade into some other spells that might be able to help with them, with those particular monsters, or maybe we'll upgrade our Vicious Blow quickly. Either way, our plan's going to be to deal with the encounter deck. She has a bunch of different, what are they called? I want to say burdens, but it's not, like they have the burden is the bad side. When it's flipped over, it's the discipline. That's the word. She has 4 different disciplines. You get to pick them. Here, I'll show you from the back of the card. You can see here. At deck creation, you choose a discipline to add to your deck. We're going to choose the willpower one. It's going to be considered part of your deck. And then every additional 15 experience you get, you can add another one. So realistically, 15 will happen in every campaign. 30, depending on the campaign, may or may not happen, and 45 is unlikely but possible. It really depends on the campaign, and there's one for each stat. So we chose the willpower one for her. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of things that have willpower, and the card, the action itself is pretty usable. So that's the plan. You can see here we also have In the Thick of It, and we took Beat Cop and Ever Vigilant, and we'll be finding some other cards for Lily. I'm probably going to end up with a hammer for her after we deal with the Conglomeration of Spheres threat. But for now, we're playing Dragon Pole. which gives her an additional arcane slot, and then she gets +1 combat for every arcane slot that is filled, so she can get up to +3 from that. And then if 2 of them are filled, it also deals an additional damage. So we're playing Alchemical Transmutation because it's a cheap arcane slot. It fills the role and potentially can give us resources if we absolutely need it. We're really just trying to put a card down quickly. A lot of people were playing Scrying in this position. I just don't like Scrying. I don't think it's very good. I'd rather play other cards than that. This will at least give us a resource. And then Talisman of Protection will keep us alive, and we can play it immediately, and it'll stay there. And then when we need it, it'll be there. So it's pretty solid. And then Sixth Sense is going to be Lily's ability to help with cluing. As you've seen before, it uses willpower to clue. We're currently a little light on spells, so we're going to try to find some more as we go. We have Enchanted Blade as our backup weapon. As a Guardian, you typically want to have 4. I'll say permanent, or when I say Guardian, the main encounter dealer, or like monster encounters. The main monster handler needs to have 4 weapons minimum. Here we have 4 weapons plus 2 extra combat spells. So these are one-shot uses, but either way, we want to be able to handle monsters regularly. But that's Lily's deck, so what we need to do here is grab these deck IDs. We'll then switch to the game capture, and we'll put them in. So we have Lily's now, so typically I put the monster handler in the orange slot. And then we'll head over here and look at Norman, and we'll put him over there and click build. And then we'll come over here as these things drop in. Everything here is good. We're going to have to add all of our lovely tools, so we're going to enable the Draw 1 button. We're going to put the Search Assistant, the Hand Helper, and the Cleanup Helper in. Okay, we're going to go to this mode. Alright, so we're going to see here we have some extra setup stuff that's not traditional, because we're doing the Return To, right? So we're going to just gather these cards instead of those cards, so that's already done for us. And then randomly choose between the Orin Library and the Warren Observatory. So we have both here. We're going to put them together, and whichever one is on top is the one that we're going to get rid of. Okay. So the Orin Library has come into play, and we have not completed the House Always Wins, so we are not going to get a security guard at the administration building. Okay. Let's hop into the campaign book real quick. We can see the expansion symbol. We'll click Standard to set the bag. We have to decide which one to do. As we said, we have chosen Extracurricular Activity. This is the setup, which is gather all the cards. This is the first scenario, so the faculty offices, the night is still young is the one that we want. So in here, we're going to open up this, go to the faculty offices. The night is still young is the one that we're keeping, and the hour is late is the one that we're getting rid of. Okay. Set the rest of the cards aside, which is done. Put these cards into play, and shuffle the encounter to build the deck. Set it up like this, and play. And then in here, it just says to follow the Return To setup rules. Swap these sets. And then this is a way to figure out additional variants and things of that nature. Okay. So then over here, we're going to click Standard, like I said, to set the bag up, shuffle the encounter deck, and then we'll do our mulligan. So let's make sure the bag is ready. It looks to be. Let's pull this down so we can see everything, and let's begin mulliganing. Okay, you can't have a weakness in your opener. Boop. Alright. We don't need this in the opener. We don't need this in the opener. So this card's super cool, so we're going to keep it, and then we'll throw that for now, and we'll throw Deduction because we're looking for some of the signature cards. Notably, we'll throw this too. We're looking to find any of the books. Okay, so we have our Dream Diary, and we have a Research Librarian, which will enable us to go get a book. So that's great. And then we have to put these cards in, and then play with the top card of our deck revealed. The easiest way that I found to do that is to just flip the deck, and now this is the top card of my deck. And I find that that's the easiest way to do it. Alright, and then for Lily, we'll shuffle, 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 and then we'll mulligan. Okay, well, oh wait, the Burden of Destiny is her weakness, right? 1 Burden of Destiny for each. Yeah, and then I didn't add the. So let me check this real quick. Does she have 4 of these in here? Yeah, she does. Okay, so that's not correct. We only have 1 of these. I forgot to choose her discipline. So let's see if we go up here and try to import it. Did that work? Yes. And that's the one we wanted. Perfect. Okay. So this begins in play. And you can take 1 direct damage to heal 3 horror, or take 1 horror to heal 3 damage to flip it over. And then once it's flip over, you have to take no damage or horror for an entire round to get it back. So it's a way to heal by trading stuff, and then you have to go through a whole round without taking damage. But these 3 aren't supposed to be in her deck, and we can't have that in our opener, so we'll draw an extra card. We will mulligan this. We will mulligan this. I'm a big fan of Beat Cop, but we're not probably. We'll keep it. Then we'll draw 2 cards. Okay, well, we don't need this because we have our Dragon Pole, but that's fine. Okay, and then we start in the quad, just like in the previous time that we played. Alright, we have 7 turns on the agenda, and 6 clues are needed to advance. We can begin. So we'll start by having Norman go. Norman will play down the Dream Diary. Norman will play Shortcut using the ability here, and move. So we'll move over to the library. You must spend an extra action to investigate here. So we played this, and now we're here. What's the clue here? Or the Shroud 3. We did get rid of the deduction, so we're going to have to investigate this location twice. So I think what we're going to do is draw our Essence of the Dream, and then play our Research Librarian, because we don't need the guts. So we're going to search our deck, and we get to get any book. So we could get this, which lets us trade cards on top of our deck, and then commit the top card of our deck to skill test, which is great. But I think the card that we actually want is this one, where we can attach cards on top of our deck to this, and then commit cards to tests, and then if it succeeds, it goes to our hand. So we're going to use our Research Librarian to get our Astronomical Atlas, and then because we did that, we shuffle, and that's all 3 of our actions. We played Research. Oh no, we didn't play a 3rd action, right? Because we used the shortcut to move, playing our top card of the deck. Okay. Right, we moved. We played 2 things. Oh, we clicked to get the essence. Yeah, we did all 3. Okay. And then we'll go over here. Lily gets a turn. So as we were saying, we're going to spend 3 to get our Dragon Pole down. We're going to spend 1 to get our Alchemical Transmutation down. And then we're going to use that. Sorry, we have 1 of this. And we're going to use that to try to generate some resources. So we're going to test Willpower 1. A rogue is -1, so that's a 2, or 3 to 1, so +2. So we get 2 resources and we use a charge. And that'll set us up next turn to play our Beat Cop, which is great, or maybe our Rosary, depending on how things go, and it sets us up to have our Arcane slots filled. From there, we'll go to Upkeep. That's another monster, which is good. Okay. Doom on the agenda. Let's make sure we shuffled, and then encounter cards. Lily will be the lead investigator. Peril. You may draw a card. You may choose and discard 2 cards from your hand. Test this. If you fail, take horror, where X is the number of cards when this begins. Okay. We're going to discard this card, and we're not going to draw any cards. So we're going to test 3, so we are +1. We succeed. Alright, over here, we're drawing counter card. Oh, look what happened on top of our deck. That's not good. Okay. Alright, well, that's a thing that we found. Inconvenient, but here we are. Alright, so let's have Lily go. Lily will come on over. We have to deal 4 damage to this, and that does not seem to be likely, so instead we're going to play our Beat Cop. So we moved, we played Beat Cop, and then we're going to engage this monster, so that way Norman can live their life unfettered. And then we'll exhaust our B-Cop to deal 1 damage to the monster and 1 damage to itself. From there, we'll have Norman begin taking their turn. As we see here, we can't do anything with our deck except for doing this. And we basically need to get rid of that. That's one of the worst possible things we could have, because it stops our cards from working. Alright, so from here, we don't have... I think we're just going to investigate the location, because we can't commit this because it's play the card, not commit it, yeah. We can't afford to play the Atlas because it costs 3, so we'll have to play that next turn. So this turn we'll commit Perception, we'll commit Eureka, and we'll commit Essence of the Dream. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 3. So we're trying to translate the diary here. We will. You may swap the top card of your deck with the card in your hand, and then we add the resource cost for the card on top of our deck. Well, unfortunately that was our first and only action for the turn, so it doesn't really matter, but I guess we'll take this to put this on top, which is fine, and then we'll add 3 so we succeed by 1 billion. Essence of the Dream will go over here, we'll resolve our Perception, and then we'll resolve our Eureka. So, oh, whoops, 1, 2, 3. Well, we're only going to have 1 clue, so that's not great. And I don't know if we're going to need this yet. I think that's after we get through our cards. Let's look back at our deck to make sure that that's correct. Yeah, there's nothing that we're going to need Enraptured for yet. That's after we upgrade some cards. So, let's grab our Arcane Enlightenment. That way we can have the third book if we need it. And then we put our cards back in, and we shuffle. We put Eureka away. And that was all 3 actions. Then we have to put it into our log here that we translated the dream. And then we'll go to the monster phase. In the monster phase, Lily gets attacked for 1 and 1. The Beat Cop will take 1 of the horror, and she'll take 1 of the physical damage. Oh, and we had to put in the trauma. So she'll take 1 and 1. And I believe Norman will take 2. Yeah. Then let's go up here to mark that correctly, so that way we can find it easily. And at the beginning now, whenever we load in, we'll get that. And then we'll just put the names in, so that way we know who's who. Even though, like I said, I tend to do it with the fighter on the right. Okay, so that's the monster phase. Lily took her damage. We'll go to upkeep. Interesting, that was the top card twice. Upkeep. Doom on the agenda, and encounter cards. Alright, so this has Surge. It goes into your threat area. If your deck has no cards in it, you take 10 damage. So it puts a clock on us. The location with the most clues, well, this is the only location with clues, so it'll be here, and it'll engage with Lily. Whippoorwill is here, and it'll reduce everyone's stats by 1 at the location. So instead of just putting each stat down by 1, we're just going to remember that. Alright, well... oh, you know what? I investigated this location, and I totally wasn't allowed to do that. I did so many things. How do I fix that? How do I fix that? I can't. Alright. I will lose an action now to offset the extra action that I had last turn that I should not have had. It's not what I want to be doing, but I shouldn't have been able to investigate last turn. Oh, I didn't take the clue. But I did all the other things, so I'll have to take the clue. Alright. We could deal 2 damage with I've Got a Plan. Let's have Lily go first, I guess. She's just fighting. It's not super great here. She doesn't have any way to deal extra damage. She doesn't have any bonuses. So yeah, we'll have her fight the Thrall at +3. She'll succeed. She'll fail. Oof. And I guess she'll fight it again. That's a succeed. And what does this do? Flip a broken discipline you control to its unbroken side. Well, it's currently unbroken, so that's fine. But this will die, and then we'll use the Beat Cop to do a second damage. That way, Norman could potentially kill this. So we'll play I've Got a Plan. we can't afford to wait to play our Atlas. We're going to play Practice Makes Perfect using our ability to play it at -1 cost. And then we're going to look at the top 9 cards for a practice card to commit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is practice, and it's not going to waste our deduction, so we're going to commit this. Then we'll group these up. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let me just make sure that weaknesses... Oh, yeah, they're all okay. What does this do? Great. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. So we're committing Enraptured to this test. We are 6 to 3 is +3. So we will add Perception to be +5. We succeed. We only have 4 cards in our discard pile. So he'll die. He has victory 2, so he'll go over here. And we put Enraptured in our hand because the test was successful. I've got a plan, goes to the discard pile. Perception will go to the graveyard, and this will come to our hand. Alright, well, now would be a great time to do a test, but as we learned, we are not allowed to investigate, and we're not going to make the same mistake twice. So instead, we will draw our Essence of the Dream. Alright, and then from there, we will go to our upkeep, and everybody draws. And then when this is a weakness, we must draw it immediately per our ability. Which then means we have to discard a card, which will be this, because it's useless once you draw it. Alright, and then we'll put a Doom on the agenda and draw encounter cards. Okay, so there's already one in our threat area, so we'll just discard that and draw another one. We will draw the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Okay. Alright, so we are -1. We will go +1. Oh, we'll commit this as well. So +2. So we fail by 2. So we discard 2 cards. 1, 2. Alright. And then that is dealt with. Alright, and then over here. Oh, God. Okay. Thank you, game. Thank you for making this easy. Alright. And this hits for $1 billion, of course. Alright, let's try to evade it. We are at this location. We are -1. We can go to +1, but that's not a great chance. Okay, so what we're going to do is play Alchemical Transmutation, which we'll get an attack of opportunity for. Then we'll attack it with our Dragon Pole. We'll attack the vessel over here. Actually, yeah, we're going to attack the vessel. So we get +2 now. So we are 7 to 3 is +4, and we deal 2 damage. And we'll do it twice, and we win, and that doesn't do it. Oh, I should have did this, but I didn't think about it. Well, I can't know that I would have done that. Alright, so we'll kill this. That's all 3 actions for Lily. We could use the Beat Cop, but we won't. And then, oh, when it attacks, you discard 2 cards. And we played a card, so that would have happened. Oh. Alright, so it's Norman's turn. Well, we don't have any damaging abilities, so we're not going to be able to do that. We could play a Research Librarian, but it wouldn't get us extra soak. So I think what we're going to do is investigate the location. We're going to spend the 2 resources that we were supposed to spend last time. And then we are 5 to 3. We'll go 7 to 3, and that will get us where we're going. We will succeed and grab the clue. And then we will use our next action to move down. Okay, 4 clues here. You must discard X for each horror on you. Okay, so 1, 2. Alright, and then Lily gets attacked and loses the top 2. 1, 2, upkeep. Okay, upkeep. Okay, that's good. Doom in the agenda and encounter cards. Can we get maybe a small break? Definitely not. Okay, oh, we're -1. Okay. Oh, that's a good. There's a break. Okay, there's no damage on us, so we're +2. We'll go +3 to the test. And that feels +4 actually. We'll succeed, so we heal a horror from Fearless, and then we resolve Eureka. 1, 2, 3. We'll take I've Got a Plan, because we seem to be really good at drawing encounter cards that are bad guys. Alright, and now it is our turn. So we'll have Lily go. She'll begin resolving her problem, which is... oh, wow. Okay. She will deal 2 damage to this guy. Before I pull again... oh, that is actually... that is use it now, huh? Let's finish killing this guy then. Okay, so he'll die. Then we'll flip this, and we'll take a horror to heal 3 physical. And then we lose a willpower for that. So we fought, and flipped. Alright, so now it's Norman's turn. We are here. So what we're going to do with this... do I want to do that blind? I probably don't. What does this one do? Okay, yeah. If we're going to do it, we're going to do that. Let's do this first. Let's do Practice Makes Perfect. To investigate the location, we are 5 to 3, and then we'll look at the top 9. Yeah, we're going to grab that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're just going to grab deduction. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay. So now we are 6 to 3, which is +3. And we'll go +4 to cover the bag. We succeed, so we get 2 clues. We return deduction to our hand, and we discard Practice Makes Perfect. Then we'll commit deduction to the test. And, yeah, we'll go +3. Alright, we'll get both clues. And then I just don't want to stay here and keep bleeding cards from our deck, so we'll move up. That lets us spend 6 clues to advance, so let's do that. Shuffle the discard pile in, and shuffle Jazz into the encounter deck. Oh, and I forgot about this Whippoorwill. I don't think that actually changed any of the attacks. Nothing was even, so it's okay. And neither was the Investigate. But it's a small mistake. Alright, Jazz gets shuffled in as well. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, and then spend 1 clue, discard the top 5 cards. Looking for Jazz. If you discard Jazz for any reason, resolve his revelation. When you take control of him, you can advance. Okay. So we are there, we are here, we did that. Oh wait, I didn't do upkeep. Yeah, I did not do upkeep. Oh, because I just advanced, right. I did the clue and then I moved. Alright. So now we do upkeep. We get that. That's our top card. We draw that. Okay, that's not bad. Doom on the agenda and encounter cards. Draw the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Thanks, game. That has Surge. Attached to the location with the most investigators. Without it, I am more confident that Lily doesn't need to move, so we will put this on Lily. On Lily's door. And then second card from that. Alright, we are -2 this time, and we are not going to commit anything, so we are -2. That is -1, but it's going to be 3, so we're going to discard 6 cards now. Yeah, we're... oh boy. We are probably going to die to this. Right, because we need to... yeah, we just... okay, if we get our robe down, maybe we can survive. Maybe. I don't know. It's going to be tough. Alright, so Lily hasn't taken any damage this turn, which is important because we're going to be able to get our discipline back. And then over here, for each card in your hand, if there's a copy in your discard pile, take a horror. If you take no horror from this, discard the top 3 cards. Alright, so let's look real quick. We have the ward, so we get to decide if it's worth the 1 horror. We know we have I've Got a Plan, so that's 1. That's in our deck. We only have 1 of these. The other one we shuffled back into our deck, so it's just I've Got a Plan. So we'll just take the 1 horror because we're going to take 1 either way. And we'll put it over here. Alright, so now it's our turn to do stuff. We're going to spend 2 resources to drop down our rosary. We're going to engage the whippoorwill and fight it. We succeed because we have 7, or actually do we succeed? 7 to 2, yeah, we succeed. So it goes to death, and then we end our turn. For Norman, we need to get some more clues, so we'll head over here to the administration building. After this is revealed, put the faculty offices into play. We know that we have the right one right here. The door into here is locked, so we can't go in there. If you're here at the end of your turn, you must discard a card. Whoops. Okay. So we know this is our top card. So let's get Astronomical Atlas into play. We've been waiting for a little while to do that. We're going to choose to attach this face down as a card to it to be able to commit it. Then we are going to get a resource. Oh no, we don't want to do that. Never mind. I was trying to play this to do deduction, but we're only going to have one turn left afterwards to do it. So let's just draw the deduction. Yeah, we'll draw the deduction. And then we'll investigate with deduction, and we'll commit this. So that's 7 to 3. Okay, I love you, game. Okay, and that's it. So we ended our turn there, so we must discard the top card. Everything's going great. Let me do upkeep and upkeep. Okay, Doom on the agenda, 6 of 7, and encounter cards. Okay. Whippoorwill, of course, let's add more. Oh, and then this would have come back because we didn't take any damage. And then attached to this without a secret door, so this has to go here now. Alright, and then Norman's card. For each card in your hand, oh, same thing. So we'll just take the, or did that change? We still have the one I've Got a Plan, and there is not a copy of Guts in the discard pile, so it's just the 1. Yep, we'll take 1 horror. Alright, so Lily's turn is probably going to look familiar. We're going to engage the whippoorwill and fight. Actually, we need to find... Our other ally is another Arcane Initiate. It'll only have 1 HP anyway. And we can't get the beat cop back. It's only going to have 1 soak. So there's no way that we can heal this. Right? If we have 7, 8, 9, 10, we can't survive it. Okay. So, yeah, we'll just have the beat cop kill the whippoorwill to save an action. Then we'll test the door. So we are +2 to the door. Oh, actually, this could save us. This could save us. So we'll keep that, I guess, and we'll test +2. And we succeed. So let's get a resource. Let's plan to have this down, right? Because that's an extra 2 heal, right? So that's 2 and 2 is 4. We currently have 6, so if we hit the Arcane Initiate, that'll be exactly enough to survive by 1, which is not ideal, but it's better than dying, right? And then Norman's turn already happened, and I just forgot to flip stuff, or was that last turn? No, because I had to deal with the guts in this encounter phase. I drew guts. Okay, so we're here. Let's investigate the location. So we'll start by. I don't want to play that. Oh, did we not click off the 6 clues to advance? Yeah, these were supposed to go away. Because these are the clues from here. Alright, so I have no clues, so we need to get clues. Let's draw a card then. That's not any better. Let's throw this on here. That's not any better. Okay. Well, let's investigate. We succeed. Let's investigate. We succeed. Alright, well that's favorable. Oh, we have this here. We can't leave anyway. Oh, silly game. Okay. Alright. Well, we can't play shortcut, so drawing that was useless. We could play it in the future, I guess. So we did 2 investigates, and we drew the shortcut, so we're done. We have to discard the top card because of that. And then upkeep and upkeep. Doom in the agenda advances. Each investigator with 5 or more cards in their discard pile takes a horror. 10 or more is 2 horror. So I think that's both of us are in line for 2 horror. Okay. If we have already completed the house always wins, we have not. Maximum hand size is going to be reduced to 3 during the upkeep phase, so get your hand size down and encounter cards. Okay, attached to your location is an additional cost to move out. Discard a card if it's a weakness, draw it. Otherwise, for each copy of this discarded card in your play area, you must take a horror or discard that card. Well, that's not good. Lily's deck keeps getting smaller. Alright, and then for Norman. The penalty is horror. There are no damage on us, so we're +2. We're just going to test this +4. I think we're pretty confident that we'll pass that. So we'll do that. And we have succeeded, so we'll draw a card from Guts, and that will go away. Alright. Let's have Norman begin, and we will spend this to discard 5 cards looking for Jazz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we did not find Jazz. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have found Jazz. Jazz enters play here. We can parlay him for 3 to take control of him, and then potentially advance. Okay, so let's try that. So the parlay is 3. We are +2, as we can see here. That's not going to help us. So let's go +3, +4. I love you too, game. Discard the top card per the location, and that is the end of our turn. Alright, so Lily's here. I don't want to leave this location because I'm trying to find that other card. So we'll gain a resource, and then we'll spend 5 to play our Robe of Endless Night and our Talisman of Protection. This only works on spells, unfortunately, so it won't work on this even though it's an arcane. We do have 3 arcane slots because of our pole, so now our pole's going to give us +3. But we're looking for our arcane initiate. That's what we need. And we're also going to use this to heal this to take 2, 3. Because we're going to need to be at exactly 0 to survive, because this is 7, this is 8, 9, this is 10, 11. So now we can survive without the initiate. If we get the initiate, we can survive better. And we're going to want to be able to flip back. So, or actually, no, this is wrong. We don't want to. Ooh, whoops. We don't want to do this. Yeah, we want to play for the initiate for now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so We have played. Oh, we were out of actions anyway. We couldn't have done that. I keep thinking it's a fast. Okay, so we gained a resource and then played. Oh, no, we have one action remaining. That's right. Let's draw a card then. There she is. Okay, perfect. And now we can use her to soak some of that damage from this. That'll work. All right. All right. It's heal 3, take 1. Oh, I did it backwards. I was gonna do way too much damage, but that's fine. We'll do it that way in a moment. All right. So that was everything. So now we're on upkeep. And we'll have to take a hard over here. We'll just lose our research librarian. Luckily, they don't have the Beyond the Veil, so we can keep playing. And then we just flip our cards face up. And then here, we can immediately yoink this, and we will. Kind of wish we got that, but that's all right. And then upkeep over here. That's great as well. Doom on the agenda, 1 of 3, and encounter card. Choose 2 of the following actions. For the remainder of the round, they cannot do this thing. If this is not the first copy drawn in this play, choose 3. So it is the first action. So we're going to choose evade, and we're going to choose fight. So we can move and we can play. And then over here, we're going to make this test. We are +2. Let's go +4. Oh, actually, never mind. Yeah, let's do this. We'll go +4. We succeed, and then this goes to our hand because we succeeded. That's why this card's powerful. It's the whole point. All right. So this won't matter. There's no monsters to move or to fight or evade. So we'll spend. We don't want to play this turn because it'll push the Doom, so we'll wait another turn to play it. We don't want to draw too many cards in case something makes us draw cards. Oh, my Rosary never died either because I didn't do the thing, right? I didn't do this. Or did it die? How would it have died? I don't think it did. Because I did 3 damage. I don't want to mess up. We'll just leave it over here. We'll say it died. So I should be at 4 then. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll just gain 3 resources then. I don't want to risk too much. Over here, we're going to make this test. We'll commit Eureka to be +3. That is still a success. Oh, actually, we don't have the cards in our discard pile anymore. So now we get Jazz. And then that advances us, right? Yep. If the alchemy location is not in play, put it into play. So let's go over here, get the alchemy lab. It'll go over there. If you are at agenda 1 or 2, spawn the guy. We are at agenda 2, so let's do that. Okay. If you have completed this, we have not. Remove concoction from the game. So that's this, and we don't get to do that. Okay. Over here, it's find an objective on another card to complete. Okay. So that was test 1. Oh, we have to also resolve our Eureka, but we're just going to yoink that. I want to leave Fearless for a test that I know we're going to be able to use it on, so we're going to leave it in the deck. And then we'll shuffle, and then we'll put Eureka over here. This is on that. Alright, so then we're going to make this test. We're going to test willpower. We are currently +1. We're going to be +2, +4. And let's test. We succeed. This comes to our hand. The door goes away. And then we're going to play shortcut to move, and we'll move into this room. It's faculty offices. After it's revealed, search the discard pile and deck for a humanoid enemy to spawn here. Shuffle the encounter deck. Okay. You are a humanoid. You are a humanoid. Oops. I was trying to slide down to make sure we have a plan. We do. We currently have no clues, though. Okay, let's grab that. And spawn it here. So when it says spawn it here, that ignores the rules for spawning. That's how the game works. And then since it spawns here, it'll engage with Norman. All right. So we had Lily go first and spend all of her money, which was silly. We have an action right now, and we will use it to fight. We are even. Well, I think we need to get clues so we can do I've got a plan next turn. So let's investigate. We'll take an attack of opportunity, which Jazz will take for us. And we will play deduction to be 6 to 2, which is +4. Unfortunately, we can't commit that because it's play, not commit. And we could play this to get that off the top of our deck to maybe get something to play. I don't think we need to. We'll just test. We're +4. We succeed. So we'll grab 2 clues, which means next turn we can kill this guy. Alright, then we'll go to the monster phase, so he'll hit us. We'll go to upkeep. Okay. Upkeep. Doom on the agenda, and encounter cards. Oh, I didn't shuffle when I was in there. I need to shuffle. Okay. Treat all damage as direct. Okay. We'll put that on the agenda, because that's about to advance. Okay. Let's not draw another one of those, please. Okay, Whippoorwill. That's not great either. So that goes to the location, and it reduces our stats. Alright. We're definitely going to want to play I've Got a Plan. Let's go with... We'll play I've Got a Plan. With that going, we're going to play Written in the Stars, which is going to commit this. Or sorry, it's going to discard this and then commit. This is my top card. I love you so much, game, because you hate me. I will commit Enraptured as well. So we're getting +2, so that's 7. -1 from the Whippoorwill is 6, so now we're +4. We succeed, and we're going to deal 3 damage, 1 plus the 2 clues, and that is going to do excess of its remaining health, so we can discard this as well. This is going to be committed to every test this turn, per the way that the ghostly card works. So we're going to investigate the location at +4, and we're going to do that twice. We succeed, and we succeed, and then that stays in the discard pile, and we get both clues. Okay. That's Norman's turn. And then now it's Lily's turn. Lily's going to play Arcane Initiate. We have done all the things that we were aiming to do. So I think what we're going to do now is take the horror to heal the physical, so we're as primed as we can be going into the next part of this. So then we'll go to, that's action 1 and action 2, so we have 1 remaining. We are set up, so let's start moving over. So we'll do that. As part of moving, we must flip a card and see if it is a weakness. It will not be, we know that. It is overpower. None of our cards match overpower, so we know that. Let's make sure it's also discard pile. Is that what it is? Hand or play area. You must... Okay. Okay, yeah. We don't have to discard it because nothing matches it, so we're fine. We're here in the quad, and that's it. We played Arcane Initiate, we flipped, and we went to the quad. Upkeep time. Okay. Upkeep time. Oh, I cannot because of this. This is going to be a pain. 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 Yes, this blocks it, but I got my resource. Okay. Doom on the agenda advances. This goes away. Flip it out. If the dormitories is not in play, put it into play. That is the dormitories. If the experiment is not in play, spawn it at the science building. If the experiment is in play, move it towards the dome. Okay, so basically move it to the science building. Alright, threshold is 2. When this agenda would advance by reaching its doom threshold, instead remove all doom in play and move it towards the dorms. Oh, I played Arcane Initiate last turn. I definitely could look at my top 3 for a spell. And there is one, but I'm not going to take it actually. I just don't need it, and my slots are full right now anyway. Alright, anywho, so we did that. Now we're on encounter cards. Okay. We are -1. We have 1411, so we'll go plus. That has 3 icons, so we'll go to +2. We'll test +2. And we succeed. Discard nothing. Another monster. Cool. Alright, let's see. So yeah, Lily will move 1, 2, and fight it. And she will do so with Spectral Razor. So it's for 8. She succeeds, so it will die. And she could actually have robes that to reduce the cost. That's neat. Alright, so that's all 3 of Lily's Lily's actions. For Norman, we're gonna just click this off as 2. We'll yoink a guts. And we will start moving back because we're going to want to get over to the dorms, I believe. So Lily's there, so the Whippoorwill will stay. So we'll go to upkeep. Okay, upkeep over here. Doom on the agenda and encounter cards. Okay, once again, we are -1. This time we don't have anything else to commit, so we'll test. We fail, and then we fail again, but discarding cards you don't have isn't something that you have to do. We don't have to shuffle yet, so we won't. And then over here is Norman's turn. A monster, a location with the most clues. So all of these locations are tied, so we get to pick, so I'm going to pick this one. Actually, I'm going to pick that one, and it's not a hunter, so that doesn't matter. Alright, so now it's our turn, so we're going to have Lily go first. She'll go 1, 2, 3, and end up over here in the Union. And you can heal damage and horror here. That sounds like a great plan. 1, 2, and we'll stop here. Actually, will we? No, we are not going to stop here. Actually, I want to be with Lily next turn. Yeah, so let's stop here, and let's investigate the location. This was used to yoink the guts. So we'll commit. Oh, we won't commit perception. We're +4. Yeah, we'll just investigate. And we succeed. Ooh, come on, cards. Alright, or come on, clues, rather. Alright, so from there, that's upkeep for us. Upkeep over here. When that happens, this has to go off for 10. So we'll take the 6 on us. We'll take 2 on the robes is 7, 8, and we'll take 2 on the talisman is 9, 10. Basically, because it would kill us, we can block it. And we have taken all of the damage. I feel like I missed a turn of this flipping when she moved. Yeah, when Lily moved from here to there to kill this guy, it would have flipped back. And I forgot to take this off when it flipped, but because she did move, fight, and killed the guy, and she didn't take damage from anything, so that would have flipped back. And obviously I couldn't have flipped it because the action was move, fight. Alright, so we knew that was happening to Lily, it's occurred, we're fine. Now we're up here, Doom on the agenda, we'll advance it. Oh, that's not the right one. Or is it? Wait, what? Oh, sorry. When it would advance by reaching its doom threshold, instead cleanse it and move the location into the dormant. Yeah, sorry. There we go. Alright. And then encounter cards. Whoop. You may draw a card. Okay. We are not going to draw any card. we may discard 2 cards from our hand, so we'll do that. We'll discard 1, 2, and then we'll test. We're +1 to the test, and we succeed. And then over here for Norman, we're gonna play war. No, we're not, because that'll put us to 1, and we don't have another ally, right? Oh, we have Chris on top. We have money to play Chris. Alright, we'll play this and take the horror to block that, because we don't want to deal with it. Oh, that costs us our money. Oof. Oof, oof. Alright, let's gain a resource, and then spend 3 to play Milan. And then let's investigate the location at +5. We succeed. We'll get the clue. We'll get a resource from Milan. And we could have yoinked this for that. And then committed this to draw that. All of that seems reasonable. Okay. Lily gets a turn. She can't do too much with it. So she'll play Sixth Sense, use Arcane Initiate. 1, 2, 3. None of those are spells. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I think it's time to just fire off Delve Too Deep. So let's do that. Draw encounter card. Okay, that's actually fine, but it has Surge, so she'll draw again, gets this monster, and then over here, could lose cards. We don't mind that. We are -1. Let's go +1. Let's go +3. We'll succeed and draw a card. That'll go away. We've already played a card. We've played Milan, so that's fine. Yeah, Delve Too Deep goes to the top. Alright, so we played Sixth Sense, we did this, so we'll fight, and we'll kill it. Okay, oh, actually that would have spawned anywhere, but we'll put it here, that's fine. Right, yeah. Alright, so end of turn, we go to upkeep, and upkeep, Doom on the agenda, and encounter cards. Well, we definitely can't pick the one that moves the monster on us, so we'll draw the top 2 of the encounter deck. That's got Surge still. This is going to go here for sure. Okay, we are -1, and we will test well, let's use this first. I mean, we'll take the spell for sure. The question is, do we need to block it? And I don't think the answer to that question is yes. I think we're okay. We'll just test -1. So we lose 3. So 1, 2, 3. Nothing that we needed, so that's fine. So that was this on the location and that, so that's both of these. And then for Norman, the penalty is to take 2 horror. We just don't want to risk a Red Squid of Doom here, so we will Ward of Protection and put the damage onto Milan Christopher. Alright, let's have Lily go first to make this test. She is +1 to it. We will commit this to go +2 for her. And she'll go +3 because I really just want to get it over with. She succeeds, so the door goes away. Then she'll move down with action 2. And then she'll investigate with Sixth Sense, +3. That's a -3, I believe. Nope, just -1. So she'll succeed and gain a clue. So we are going to shortcut down as Norman. We are going to investigate the location and play our Written to the Stars, which is going to commit deduction every time to the test. And we are going to yoink Eureka with the Atlas. We're just going to test 3 times, and we get 6 clues, up to 6 clues. So we pass, we pass, we pass. So we get them all. So now there's no clues on the location. So even though Lily got the 1, it wasn't even necessary. Deduction will stay in the discard pile, and then we can spend 6 clues as a group. So we will to advance to resolution 2. Well, you know what? There's a monster with victory in here, right? That we saw that we discarded. Yeah, so we're gonna wait. Let's wait a little while. We're really low. I don't want to risk. We have 1 hit point here, and we have 1 horror here. Let's just get out R2. We don't want to greed for too much. We have the extra from the delve when we hit these guys. So, resolution 2. Professor Warren Rice was kidnapped. The students were rescued. We get experience equal to the display, and we must go to the house always wins. Alright, so we'll come over here and we'll just write that. Warren Rice, not Rose, Rice. Was kidnapped. The students were rescued. And then we didn't put Warren, we put Warren. Alright, perfect. We did translate the diary on Norman, and we are good to go. So let's, we'll see everyone tomorrow night as we do The House Always Wins. So we're going to get the 6 XP that's there.